Yeah, technical difficulties notwithstanding, ladies and gentlemen, fans of United and the Falcons, this is That Atlanta Sports Show, our show all about the Falcons, all about United that play in that place behind us. If you've never been there, do yourself a favor, go see anything there. A very massive, a very majestic stadium. It is. Let's see. Let me move out of the way a little bit. You see how big it is? It's really big, really big. Wait, where? Okay. I was trying to see where this picture was taken. I know where it was taken from now. So, uh, crazy week, crazy week. I wanted to get this show in. Probably later this weekend. You will catch season debut of Board Check, our hockey show, and you will probably if we can. No, not if we can. We will have a KSU show, hopefully to recap the opening week of men's rugby. We'll talk a little hockey and football is on a bye. So we'll get into all that, of course. But before we get into some Falcons, because there are some good Falcons. Like I said, crazy week, crazy week. I saw just yesterday. This is how crazy the week is. The week could only end this way. The weekdays. Um, Yesterday I saw two truck drivers with a little bit of fisticuffs in the parking lot in a parking lot. Um, Thought that was going to be the craziest thing I saw this week. And then, don't know if you guys could tell, went and got everything a little trimmed up. As I say, this beard looks so much more awesome on screen than it does in person. It's looking better though. They did a great job where I get everything a little trimmed up there. And so I'm leaving there to come here. Right, I'm leaving, getting my hair cut, and as we pass a house of spirits, as I like to say, not a haunted house, but a an establishment that sells spirits and adult beverages. Um, there's a couple police SUVs that it kind of went slinging into the parking lot a little bit and had a car pulled over. We're saying some things to the car, couldn't make them out. We were going by. We stayed out of the way. We let them do their thing, and then we went ahead and turned. And we're trying to get on a major highway to come here to do this show. And before we get a chance to turn on said highway, we see the car that was pulled over flying up the grass beside us, hop the curb, jump back into traffic, not oncomings. I think they were trying to hop on the highway and go the opposite way that we were going. Here come both SUVs right behind them, being safe, trying to protect the citizens and everything. But yeah, hopefully everybody is okay from that because it did, folks. You're not going to win. Do you think you're going to get away when you're in a sedan and they're in a high-powered SUV and there's a lot more of them than you? Yeah, yeah. Let's be smart. Let's be safe, guys. Hopefully, like I said, everybody was okay from that, but basically witnessed the start of a high-speed chase. Yeah. So how was your week? How was your week? That's two events that if you got a bet this never happens near me bingo card. Well, I'm starting to fill that bingo card up. Guys, just be more respectful of people and just let's try to calm down a little bit, you know? If you don't put yourself in these situations, and a lot of times these situations do not happen. Like I said, hopefully everybody's safe. Hopefully everybody's good. But if in the greater Atlanta area you hear about a police chase that was on a major highway, I just told you how it started. Yeah, yeah. Uh, Probably the craziest thing I'm going to say on this show. Nope. There's one coming. There's one coming. I think you guys are going to get a kick out of it. But um, yeah, let's talk some Atlanta United. I'm still cracking myself up a little bit. Let's talk some Atlanta United. Um, last Saturday they played at home in Nashville. or not at home in Nashville, at home versus Nashville, and it didn't go well. Now, I don't think Alexei Moranchuk played in that one. I think he made his debut this week. I could be wrong in that, but I don't know. Just it looked like they struggled against a Nashville team that struggles, and it's just puzzling. And the only thing I could think of was that sometimes in the last couple of years, this United team has played up or played down to their competition. If you're playing against a team that you should be superior to, they tend to play down to them, like they're trying to match levels. Never a good thing. It's also not a good thing that when you're playing somebody better than you, that you try to play up. You should just play consistently through the middle and play your game. Um, and we'll get into that in a second. But 2-0 last Saturday. That's not how you capitalize on a home game. That's not how you get the 17s involved. Uh, it's a good way to make tickets easier to get for people like me. But I'm also in the media. I can always do that. Um, I can always go that route. But for more people to get seats, and yeah, because a lot of you guys return them in, and you got to stick with this team, man. But not to be outdone. Wednesday night, they hosted Inter Miami. Yep, same Miami team that's got um, Messi and company. And if not for Alexei Moranchuk with a late laser from the top of the box, if you're looking at the goal, he was to the right of the goalie and just corner to corner, back corner, buries it. And he ties that up. It ends up being a draw, 2-2. Yeah, he saved. What's the phrase that people use around here? Save their bacon. I'll be honest, a lot of people around here don't save bacon. We eat every bit of it. It's good. I'm not sure my doctor appreciates me saying that, but bacon's good. Bacon's good. And if I'm not trying to say that to offend people, but I like bacon. But anyway, Moranchik saved their bacon. He absolutely did because that should have been a 2-1 loss. But once again, you lose 2-0 to a team you should have smashed, and you draw a team that you had a pretty good chance to win, and you just come out flat. Just I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see another roster shuffle this offseason. I do think we will. We know Bocanegra is going to be out, so we're going to see a new guy leading that. Not necessarily a guy, I guess, a new person leading that. I welcome whoever's the most qualified, man, woman. Let's get the most qualified person in there. But they they just I don't know, just didn't quite put it together the way they should. And they play tomorrow night. They will be in New York against the Red Bulls, a team that tends to have their number. And I'm not going to doom and gloom this because uh, this team, this it's loaded with talent, and they're starting to play together. They're starting to figure it out. Alexei Moranchuk, uh, to be a guy who's supposed to get a lot of assists and set up other people, he might be the Almada. That's what Almada technically does. Is he's kind of like the Beckham for you old school people. He's more or less the person who sets up kind of the alley oop to the tap in. But without somebody to tap in so much with this Atlanta team, he let those people just drop lasers everywhere. Um, but you're gonna see it. If Daniel Rios can get up near the goal, Moranchuk could put it right on his foot and easy goal. Saba, same way. Um, we got to get these people more involved. The big time playmakers. The back line's doing a pretty good job. I don't have a problem there. The midfield's doing all right. It's once they get up near the goal, they have a problem finishing. And that is not good in soccer. That means you lose a lot of games, which, I mean, they're only 8, 8, and 13. I'll be honest. I would not have picked that out of a hat, but it could be a lot worse. They're still kind of hanging around that zone, and we'll see. We'll see kind of what they can do from there. That is a 7:30 kick tomorrow night. We will be following along. Hopefully, you guys follow along as well. I still like this Atlanta United team. I think you should too. Still support them. Still watch the game. Still go to the game. Still have a good time. Still promote Atlanta. They do a great job of doing that, and we got to stick with them. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, nobody's forcing you to, but stick with them. This, trust me, this is the bumpy road. Wait till it smooths out, and it's going to smooth out sooner rather than later. Um, Good. They do not have double games this week. I thought they did. They just play Saturday, and then they will play next Saturday in Philadelphia. So they have tomorrow and Saturday, and then 3 games in October. And hopefully, we're talking playoffs. If we're not, is what it is, right? We can see what the offseason is going to look like, and I think it's gonna look good. You guys are gonna like where it's going. This is kind of like what I tell people on the pro wrestling show. If you don't watch both shows, that's totally fine. We would love if you did, but if you don't, that's fine. But in wrestling, too many people they don't look at the entire story arc. They look at point to point to point to point, and they'll be unhappy between, oh, we thought this would be up and it's down. We thought this would be down to be up. We thought we knew what was going on. Oh, they don't listen to us fans, and actually they do. Um, don't know if they always act in the same way you want them to, but you got to look at the entire story arc. Like, take Lord of the Rings. Well, most of us have seen Lord of the Rings. And we all know it starts with the ring, and spoiler alert, it starts with a stolen ring, and it ends with it being thrown in the fire. The fires of Mount Mordor or Doom, I don't remember now, thrown in the volcano. But in between, there's a lot of ups and downs and things like that. If you just took this part of the story or this part of the story and looked at it, you think it's the dumbest thing you've ever seen. Why in the world is this guy acting like this? Why did this girl do this? Why did he do this with the ring? Why are these people involved? If you watch the whole story, then it makes sense. Then it makes and that's anything. You know, uh, I guess better example. Think of your life. No matter how long it's been up until this point. If we just took a couple little chunks here and there and said that's what defines your life, then that's not accurate. You would have to see the whole story to see where you started, the things you went through, where you're at now. So I'm just saying, I'm not necessarily defending them, but I guess I am defending them. I'm just saying, wait till the story arc is a little longer on. All right, wait till support them now. Keep doing all the stuff you're doing. Keep being one of the best fan bases in the league by far. And the end of the story arc, which is going to be near the start of the season next year. Just watch this from now till through the off season. You're gonna like this story arc, and I think you're gonna have some new favorites to cheer for. You might miss some people, but you got to know these people got you to this point, but you need somebody to get you a little further. So some of your heroes are going to be gone, but there's going to be new heroes, and I think you guys are going to really like it. I think you are. I know I'm going to like it. I hope you guys really do. Let's talk some Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons. They had the disappointing game one. We know that. And then, boy, they were going to get exposed. If you listen to the four-letter network and the broadcasters all night long, the Eagles were just going to wipe the floor with the Falcons. Oh, the Falcons don't belong in this conversation. The Eagles are so good, which they are. Oh, this is not going to be close. Kirk Cousins is washed up. When's Michael Penix going to come in? Drake London is terrible. Kyle Pitts is a busted draft pick. Really? Kyle Pitts caught a touchdown in week one. Drake London caught one in this one. It's not random. Um, Turns out Young Hoku can still kick. He kicked the game winner in this one and stunned 80% of everybody because guess what? The other 20% of us are either Falcons fans and or smart enough to see what was going to happen. I told you guys they were going to win. And yeah, it's easy to say now that they won, but I would have told you that anyway. I picked the Falcons, picked them again this week. That's probably the craziest thing you're going to hear me say outside of those two stories to start this show. I picked them to win this week, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But Kirk Cousins, 20 for 29. Cool. I want him. This is the Matt Ryan rule. I want Kirk Cousins throwing no more than 34, 35 times, unless you're just down a ton of points and you have to get up. In a normal game, if he's throwing 29 to, 29, 30, 31, 35 times, that's the window. Anywhere after that, and I'm not sure how it went. 241 yards. Sounds like good numbers to me. Two touchdowns, only sacked once. He got away from a couple of them, and zero interceptions. He did not throw to the other team one time. And it wasn't, oh, they wasn't, it was called back as a penalty. No, he did not throw to them at all. He won't throw the Eagles. He won't throw the Eagles. He would have signed with the Eagles. He signed with the Falcons. He wants to throw to those people. Um, Bijan Robinson, 14 carries, 97 yards. I'm good with that. If he gets about 100 yards, that's where he is. Tyler Algier had some bursts too. He had 9 carries for 53 yards. Ray McLeod, just to get him involved, he had a three-yard rush when they need it. You look at the receivers. Darnell Mooney, turns out, is pretty good, guys. Pretty good. Drake London caught the touchdown pass. Mooney had one, and in fact, he got away from multiple defenders, did a couple spin moves and jukes and made it to the just a fantastic play. Ray McLeod talked about. Kyle Pitts had a couple catches. That's what you want. You want all of those people involved, and you have arguably the number one, number two offensive line. I'm trying to think who might be better. Not real sure. I got the Falcons up there pretty. I mean, they're at least top three, top four at worst. Top three, top four at worst. Got to clean up the fumbles. Kurt talked about that a little bit, but then you get this defense. Matthew Judon, he said hello to the opposing quarterback. And by hello, he knocked him to his turf, and then he said, "Get off my turf." Matthew Judon, that's why you signed that guy. Uh, Jesse Bates and Caden Ellis, tremendous tackle monsters, absolute tackle monsters. Who was the other guy? Who I thought had a great day, and even though the stats doesn't show it much, David Onyemata. David Onyemata. I thought he had a great day. He's only credited with, was it one, two, three? He's got three total tackles that were all solo tackles. Everybody go, oh, he only got three tackles? That's because he was blocking everybody. He was going through everybody. He was actually clearing the way and setting it up so that Jesse Bates and Caden Ellis and Troy Anderson and AJ Terrell and Matthew Judon, he offered all those guys, and Justin Simmons could come flying in and make all the plays because he was holding up his end of the bargain. You know, a lot of people go, "Oh, Grady Jarrett only had two total tackles." Once again, he was the same way. Onyemata and Graham. I mean, not Graham. Grady. Take one. Graham had a good game too, and Grady were holding down their end of the line so that other people could come make the play. That's what you wanted to do. Uh, Jesse Bates with the big interception. I can't believe. I can't believe Jalen Hurts threw that ball. By the way, Jalen Hurts, is he a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins? We can have that debate. Right now, I'll take Kirk Cousins. Jalen Hurts, 20 for 30. Remember, similar numbers to Kurt there, right? 183 yards. That is 60 less than Kirk Cousins. He threw one touchdown, one interception. He was sacked once. Who had the better day? Forget wins and losses for this second. Who had a better day? Kirk Cousins. Saquon Barkley, who practically ran over everybody in week one. Uh, 22 carries for 95 yards. So he had the same amount of yards as Bijan, and it took him 8 more carries to get there. 8 more. Jalen Hurts actually had the rush touchdown. Uh, Devontae Smith, 7 catches for 76 yards. Pretty well contained him, didn't you? And a lot of people, oh, A.J. Brown didn't play, and he's their one. Okay. You line it up and play who you got. Not the Falcons' fault who's hurt for Philly, and it's not Philly's fault who's hurt for the Falcons. You got to play who you got to play. You can't go, well, wait till we're 100%. Doesn't work that way. But and let's dispel this too. The game was not decided on Saquon Barkley dropping a pass. Sure, that would have put the game away for them, but they had half a dozen other opportunities that Philly could have put this game away, and they didn't. They let the Falcons hang around, and the Falcons in the second half absolutely played out of their minds and played way better than Philly. I mean, I don't know how you play any better than you do. So Falcons sitting at 1-1. That was a great win. On Monday night, too. You're the only game and you're in prime time and you're on the road and you sneak out a victory with the big field goal. And once again, you want to know why you pay Kirk Cousins all that money, even though you know you're going to draft Michael Penix? The second half of that game or the last drive, whichever one you want to say. That is why Kirk Cousins makes the money that he makes. That's why, guys. That's why you pay him the exorbitant amount of money they did. All the money you guys were freaking out about. Well, take a tenth of that money, and that just got you that win. So if you're paying, I can't remember what it is, 40 million. What is it? All right, so 4 million just got you that win. Kurt's going to win you games. He's not going to lose you a whole lot of games either. He barely ever is going to lose you a game. But there's games when he's got to make a play, or there's going to be games when he's got to lead a drive like that, and he's absolutely going to do it. His whole career is littered with it. Remember, I told you guys, big time Michigan Wolverines fan. Kurt played at Michigan State. I watched him torch the Wolverines multiple times, even when his team was not the superior team. The guy can play. He's always been able to play, and for some reason, nobody like a lot of people don't give him the credit for being as good as he is. And so it puts a chip on his shoulder, and he uses that chip just to drive you into the wall. And I'm glad he's on this team. I'd like him on other teams too, if he was on other teams. He's a likable guy. But you're going to see the best of Kirk Cousins in the very near future. He's getting real close. He looks like he's about 80, 85% back. He's not far away from torching people, which leads us to this week's game. It's the Sunday night game. Look at that. Our Falcons get a Monday night and a following Sunday. That makes it a little, you get a day less. But you're on NBC and Peacock. You are only a 3-point underdog to the reigning, defending, undisputed back-to-back Super Bowl champion Chiefs. And I would say the Chiefs, especially with the receiving core, are better this year than they were last year. And they're 2-0. Baltimore gave them a game. What does Baltimore like to do? They like to run the ball, they like to be physical, they like to pound the ball, and they like to play really good defense. And they've got a quarterback that you got to really contain. And if you don't, he's going to keep them in it. Who does that sound like? That sounds like our Atlanta Falcons, does it not? Sounds like the Falcons. All those things could easily describe the Falcons. I would actually say that at this moment, the Falcons' defense and weapons are a little, probably just a slight edge above Baltimore, where Baltimore was. They had some injuries and stuff. That's why I'm saying it. Because on paper, they're pretty close. But if the Chiefs had problems with Baltimore, which they did, then our Falcons at home in this stadium, because you guys are going to be loud. You're going to be raucous. You're going to make sure those Chiefs fans are never heard. You're going to make sure Patrick Mahomes can't hear the snap count. It's going to be a big time game. Sunday night. We're going to be watching. We know you're going to be watching as well. So massive, massive game. And uh, what do you get the next week just to see? Because if you get a Monday night and then a Sunday night, probably back at 1 o'clock, you get the Saints. You get the Saints. It's a fun schedule. I think if you guys get past like week 5, it's going to ease up a little bit into. I mean, you still got to play hard, but I think you're going to get a little bit more favorable schedule. Let's see what we got. We got Chiefs on Sunday night, then the Saints. Then they're going to play a Thursday night with the Bucks. It's pretty brutal. Then you get the Panthers. Seahawks will be good. Buccaneers again. Cowboys, Saints. Then you get Broncos with Bo Nix. That's going to be in Denver. That'd be fun. Watching Young Ho Koo kick from 75 yards out. You get the Chargers, Vikings, Raiders, Giants, Commanders, and the Panthers again. I don't know if I said preseason wise, I see this team 9, 10, 11 wins. I think Cowherd said 11 or 12. It's very possible. I got them at like 9 or 10. And maybe they get more. This team very much can win this division, and I believe will win this division. Now, I didn't see that Tampa would be as good as they are. Didn't quite think New Orleans would be as good as they are. I knew Carolina was going to be atrocious, which they are. Um, I had both New Orleans and Tampa just a hair under where they are right now. Baker's playing good. Derek Carr's playing good. But how long before that fades or they start trying to change things up? Not the quarterbacks, the coordinators, and people that try to outthink the rim. Those people, you guys know what I'm talking about. But um, other than that, Falcons fans, be excited. You finally get a team that is more than worth cheering for. I want to see more of the gear out. Haven't seen as much this year, but I want to see more of the gear. I want to see you guys having fun, interacting with this show. I know some of you have already done that, and we appreciate it. If you see us at any of the events coming up, I'll tell you where I'm going to be this weekend here in a minute. Come say hey. I will. I don't care what event I'm at. If you want to, I'll say it. This Sunday, New Realm Brewery at 6 p.m. Deep South Wrestling has their latest big show and event. So we'll be out there on the deck having a good time with that. If you come see me at a wrestling show and you want to talk Falcons, you want to talk United, you want to talk Kennesaw hockey, you want to talk anything that we cover at Impact Media, anything, in fact, things we don't. If I mean, as you guys can tell, big West Ham fan. You want to talk West Ham? We'll talk it. We'll talk West Ham. We'll have some great food and we'll watch some amazing wrestling action. I'm anywhere you find me. But other than that, we have reached the end of the show, and we appreciate each and every one of you that come on and like and subscribe and just interact with the show. And even if you just like the post, we appreciate it. It helps us out all the same. It keeps all of our content free. I want to keep it as free as possible. That is not some precursor that I know I'm going to charge you. I'm going to try my best to not charge you. And we're fine. As long as you guys keep interacting and everything, we are good. We're going to have some people on soon. Still working out logistics. Schedules are the hardest thing to do because we stay jam-packed here. Other people are very busy with their lives as well, but we're going to get some people on that you guys are going to enjoy. Expect more from us. But until then, I'm Jeremy the Impact York. We will see you guys next week. Deuces, gooses. Go Falcons. Go United.